Breaking the one rule that no man should talk about. Um, and I don't care what people think about me. I don't care. So, if you got some negative things to say about me or think about me, go ahead. 'Cause I don't care. I live one life on this planet. I mean, um, I've been called a lot worse. I've been thought of as a lot worse. And I did things in my past that I regret. Sometimes I want to get it out there. I don't care nobody, you know, think that I'm just doing this just to get sympathy. And it's that's the biggest thing that I don't want people to think. Because I'm going to tell you things that I done wrong that make people should think about what they have done wrong. And I'm not saying they have to come out and do videos or support themselves or say anything what they have done because that's their secret, that's their past, or whatever. Me, this is what I have done. And this is the things that I regret. And this is the things I think about every single fucking day. And I wish I never done, but I done. You know, and the word on my, my video is called cheaters. Yes, I was one of the biggest cheaters out there. I mean, huge cheater. You could call myself an AKA the whore or the gigolo or whatever you want to call me. Maybe I don't look like I was when I was in my early teens, my fault, my late teens, my early 20s into my 30s. I don't look the same. I gained weight, because I'm dealing with health problems right now. I'm on a lot of medication, so medication is really making me look a lot different than I was when I was younger. But people should actually get this out of them because sometimes you just will go to your grave. And the thing that I had done in my past, only the people that I know. You know, even the secrets. I'm not even going to tell you all the things I've done, but the things I've done in my past that cheating is a thing of trust. And the biggest thing I said, the biggest rule that you should never break when you are in love with someone or you've been with someone for so long is trust. I don't give a damn about anything else. I don't give a fuck how long you've been with the person. I don't care how much, you say you love them. I don't care how big the ring you give them. I don't care how many flowers you give them. I don't care what you do for them every fucking day. Trust is the biggest word that people gotta understand that you break, that you will never get that fucking shit back. And a person could still be in love with you, but they cannot trust you. And trusting is so hard to do. Like a lie can actually destroy trust. You know, and I always tell people the one thing you're going to do to yourself is always going to regret the things you have done. Regardless, you say you don't regret the things you have done, you will always think about it and you wish you never done it. Because that person probably never just did anything disloyal to you, never broke a trust with you, but you did that. And I have done that a lot back in my past. I broke so many rules of distrust, that really actually, if females would actually found out the things that I've done that I have been around, I probably wouldn't be around today. But the thing is that I always tell men, women are catching up to cheating, lying, and doing things too, but they can hide it better than we can. We are so honest to try to get it out there to tell the things that we have done. We just try to keep secrets, but we can't keep secrets because we are very vocal, because we always want to be the head of the household. We want to be the leaders. We want to be honest and truthful. But when we try to, we look at the woman and we're like, oh well, we can't be really honest and truthful because we look at that knife, that gun, the weapons that she has around her, and you go to sleep at night, fine. The next thing you know, you wake up in the middle of the night, your penis is right next to you, or she's pointing a gun at you, like in the movie Goodfellas. Like that movie right there was the thing that really blew my mind when she got on top of her husband. She pointed the gun, and she was going to blow his head off for cheating on her. And she found out about the woman. And those are things you really don't want to go through. But secrets, friends, homies, whoever you had in your life, you always look at them as the people that actually keeps the things that you have done in your past under lock and key. Sometimes it doesn't happen like that. Sometimes a friend could like your female friend and try to deceive you and tell everything about what you have done in your past just to get to her. I have ex friends that have done that before, and it hurts to see your friends do that to you. But that's the way it works in life. But cheating is something that I tell people, if you're going to do it, you got to do it fucking right, dog. You can't just sit there and say, I'm going to do this to somebody and they're not going to catch me. Because I'm like, karma is a bitch. Karma is the sexiest bitch of all bitches. She will catch your ass. She will catch up to you. Regardless you think it's 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 100 years. If you're still with that person, things come in spurts, dog. Like somebody could knock on your door, or somebody could walk down the street that you knew 20 years ago that you did something with, and they're like, "Oh, I didn't know you had a girlfriend. Oh, I was her for 20 years. Oh, wasn't you with me 20 years ago?" And you'd be like, "God damn, shit, forgot all about that. Oh, I'm pregnant. I mean, hold on, how was your child? Oh, we had sex 15 years ago, so your child's 15. Okay, my wife is over there, and I was with her for 15 years. Oh shit. Hope she don't find out. Oh, that's your wife. I'm gonna introduce myself. No, don't introduce yourself. Hey, my name is Susie. I was with your husband 15 years ago. You were with him 15 years ago. I was with him 15 years ago. Yeah, he had a son by me. What? And karma is a bitch. That's why I always say I try to keep away from karma because even though I'm single, I've been single for at least about 5 years now, you sometimes are better off when you're by yourself because you don't have to worry about karma hitting you as harder as when you're with somebody. And I'm not saying people are never going to get caught. There's going to be people that are never going to be caught going doing what they're doing, and I praise them because it's hard. It's hard to be in that, trying to not not saying unfaithful, try to flirt. Flirting is the hardest thing to do. Flirting is the hardest because you're not flirting to interact with that person because you want to be with that person. You're flirting because that's what you are as a human. We always flirt. People don't know they're flirting because they don't see it. But everybody flirts. Every motherfucker flirts. Regardless they are in love, sometimes they're not in love, sometimes their relationship is you know, we all flirt. You know what I mean? And it's hard enough to just be a person that doesn't just say, damn, you're pretty, damn, you're handsome. Because that's what we're going to do because we're human. But the cheating aspect of all of this is we are we're curious. And this has been going on ever since we were young. When we start out as teenagers, what do we do as teenagers? We flirt with every girl that a guy could get a chance to flirt with. Even if the girl's the most ugliest girl in the school, he will flirt with that person to see if he got it. And if he can get that girl to get with him, he know he can get any female. Because I used to do that. I used to flirt with the most ugliest girls. I'm not gonna call them ugly because I don't think any females are attractive. I think women just carry themselves the way they carry themselves. But personality, probably ugly because I don't believe attraction really actually is sexy. I believe your personality is more sexier than your attraction because you got to talk to the person, get to know the person, you got to know the person's mind. If the person says the most dumbest things out their mouths, or that's a turn off to me. So I think looks really doesn't matter to me. But my friends will say it is because they're like, oh, he's all of these beautiful women, and all that. Yeah, I've been to beautiful women, but they also got to have a mind too. They also got to be, they got to think straight. What I mean, they got to have a personality, they got to have a conversation, they got to carry themselves right. But for me to be in about to be 50 years old and living through my time of what I have done in my life, cheating, lying, deceiving, doing these things, us men, we always blame women for doing the worst. But us men can do far worse than women because we have the penis. We can get multiple women pregnant. I mean, a woman can't get herself pregnant unless a man gets her pregnant. You know, so we can go out there, find a female, get her pregnant, then we can leave her alone and go off and be with somebody else. And that female can be taking care of our kids for like 20 years, but they know who we are. You know what I mean? And they can actually find us. Regardless, I don't give a fuck about Social Security. I don't give a fuck about any of that bullshit. I believe women can find a man regardless. If a man cheats or lies and deceives or it finds out, gets a girl pregnant, the man is going to get caught. Because a man's going to have, a man forgets shit, but we forget shit. We have short attention spans. You know what I mean? We're always dealing with other things in life. And then next thing you know, we get a phone call, we get something in the mail that tells us that we have a child, we have to get child support, and we try to figure out who the fuck is this girl? But that girl knows us, but we don't know them. But we end up seeing them again. Then it clicks in our mind, God damn, I messed with that girl a while ago. Now she had my child. Now I gotta pay child support. That really, I don't know. It's just like that's what I was always afraid of in my past. When I've been around my daughter mom or been around any other female, I always thought like, damn, do I have another child out there? Because I only have one. But I'm saying I have other children out there. And it always like followed me. But the thing about it is that it didn't catch up to me. But I have almost got caught a lot of times the things I have done because I did some stupid shit. And I had friends that actually kept me, kept the cell doors open for me so I won't get the cell doors locked. You know what I mean? Because once the women find you, they lock you in that cell and you can't get the fuck out because it's. I always say that cheating is the hardest fucking thing to do. When you, like I said, just be single. If you want to cheat, be single. That's all. Be single. You don't have to worry about nothing else in your life if you just be single. Just you don't have to worry about drama. You don't have to worry about anything except yourself. Because you can fix yourself, love yourself, and understand yourself and why you're doing the things that you have done. Even in your past. If you're like, damn, all the things I've done in my past, I didn't have to do, but now since I'm older, I don't have to do any of that shit. But we still have temptations. And that's the thing that really kills us as men. We have temptation. We see all these beautiful women around us. We're seeing all these different types of things that's going on the internet. And women are looking different now because women are exercising more, eating better, taking care of themselves. Even though they still get old, they can still get wrinkles and still, they'll lose their looks and they'll lose their bodies because sometimes we will get gain weight and depression, stress, anxiety, health problems, and things that will probably get them not to be what they want to be. But a man's honestly, for me to be honest, is I think a man should always tap into a woman's brain, not her body, because the body's going to go away and wither away. But the brain is never going to do that. It's just going to stay the same. Her personality, her love for you, her caring for you, her respect for you, her trust for you is always going to stay the same. And I'm not saying that women are trustworthy because women are disloyal too. Women are really disloyal in today's generation than they were back in the past because I said social media has really torn down the woman and made the woman look really different than they were in the past before the internet was even created, where men actually had opportunities to talk, get an opportunity to know the girl, hang out with the female, go out to dinner with them, and actually get to know them as a person, mentally, physically, and emotionally, and their soul, because you got to know the soul too. But a lot of men, like me, we treated them like shit. Now the internet came along. Now women can do the same thing, but they can do it on the net. We did it in person. They do it on the net. So they do it behind a computer. We did it in person. We cheated and lied in person. They do it over the net. So we got separated from reality into the internet age that women are now saying, you know what, fuck men. We're going to do what men did to us for 10,000 years. We're going to cheat, lie, deceive. We're going to show them, and they're doing it. So for me to look at women today and say women are wrong for doing what they did, I'm like, wow, I did a lot of shit. And I think a lot of these women are doing the same thing because they feel that men have misused women for so long. And I always get men saying women are the same as men. I'm like, women are not the same as men when it comes to cheating. They're in a different stratosphere than us doing it. We are honest, truthful about the things we do. We're scared to get caught. Women don't give a fuck that they get caught. If they do get caught, they have reasons to make up excuses and knowing how to lie. And the secrets will always never come out because they got friends that will sit there and lie for them. Even men will lie for them. Their mom and dad will lie for them. See, us, we'll have that one friend that will sit there and say, "Oh yeah, he slept with Susie last night." Oh shit, did I supposed to say that? Oh, we were at that party last night. Yo, that party was off the hook, yo. Yo, you were sucking on them girls' toes. I'm trying to tell you, that's my man right there. Like, yo, John, shut the fuck up. Like, my girl's right here. Like, oh shit, my bad, dog. My bad. Because you know we got the one friend that's the most idiot out of all of the friends that will be the loudest out of everybody telling that you did something. And all your friends like, yo, shut the fuck up, dog. Like, what the Oh, my bad, I didn't know. I didn't know that was your girl. You knew that was my fucking girl. But us men, we're so honest. We sometimes we are more likely to tell the truth to our woman than a woman will tell the truth to us about what they have done in their past. That's like we say, how many men you had in your life? Three. Us men, we'll say we have 20 females because we're not afraid to tell what we did because we say, okay, we have fun. Like us men, we're not afraid to get old. We're not afraid to get old. We're not afraid to die because we know what is the point. We live one life. We're going to enjoy ourselves. Even though that we're in a relationship, that's what really fucks up because I believe us men, we are not built for relationships. And I tell women this all the time, men are not built for relationships because we don't know what a relationship is. We think that we got to be ahead of a household, but we also can have benefits behind that. For thousands of years, we had benefits of doing anything we fucking wanted to do when we had our wives. We go out there and cheat, we go out there and lie, we go out and do anything we want. We had no laws to stop us. We didn't even go by the Bible. We just did what we wanted to do because we had the laws on our side. Now the laws are different. You even though adultery still is adultery, but back in the past, adultery was never meant for men. It was only meant for women. If a woman committed adultery, it was her fault. So we stoned her to death, but our adultery wasn't put on us to be, what I mean, be locked up or things taken away from us by law. Women have the laws now that we never had in the past for men, because all the laws were for us. We had to own everything. We could take everything. We didn't have to leave our wives anything. We didn't have to leave our children anything. We just take, and then we could leave the woman out in the street and we could remarry. That's what we thought as the law of the Bible. That's why people still follow the law of the Bible or follow the law of the Quran or follow the law of faith because they believe that men still have the dominance over women. And the mind has always been working for thousands of years like that. But I don't know. I don't know. It's just like for me being 50 years, well, turning 50 next year, but I always get my age all the time. When I turn a certain age, I turn 48. I'm always saying I'm 49, but I'll be 50 next year. So I'll say I'm 50. Half 100. So it's good to tell the truth because holding on to a lie all your life, all that's going to do is say you believe in God, you believe you're going to go to heaven, and he said Jesus said he's the way, he's the truth. So why can't you tell the truth? If you feel that you have done things in your past, now your specific other has to be the one that actually can take it. Now, if they can't take it, that means that they really loved you and they cared about you. Now, if they can take it, they probably don't give a fuck. Because the heart, well, not the heart, the soul, because I always believe the soul is what you break. You don't break the heart, you break the soul. And when you break the soul, that trust disappears. And I said, I don't know how can people be with somebody when they don't trust them. You can have all the sex you want. You can say, I love you, love you, love you, but the trust is not there. So you can't look at that person the same way you did when you first met that person, when all that trust was all, y'all both trust each other like a motherfucker. And next thing you know, he goes over there, he cheats on you, or you go over there and cheat on him. That trust breaks. Like, there's no more love. There's no seeing you the same way I see you 5 years ago. That love and that honesty and all that shit is gone. I can't be with you because you say, well, I can change. You can't. A cheater is still a cheater, regardless of how much you think you change, how much you put your faith in God, how much you go to church, open the Bible. It doesn't make a difference because you still have temptations. I can't say that women don't look at men differently. They look at women. Men look at women because women don't look at men. Women look at men from a distance. We look at women up close because women always will look at us from a distance because they want to see how we look from head to toe. They want to see if our hands are clean. They want to see what kind of clothes we wear. They want to see are we attractive in a distance. They don't have to know us. They only pictures us in their mind. They take a picture and they remember that picture. of you. 'Cause they can see you 20 years from now and they can remember you and say, damn, I remember you walking down the street. You had a nice suit on. You had your hair cut, nice shoes on. I mean, you had a nice watch on. I'm like, they don't fucking remember you because men don't remember shit. We don't remember the women 20 years from now. Women remember us 20 years from now because they take a picture and they put it in a vault of their mind. Because women are very, very smart when it comes to men. We are not very, very smart when it comes to women because we are lusters. We're the ones that lust and we're thirsty for women. Because if we were more of loving a woman, we would put our woman on a pedestal and we wouldn't care about the body. We only care about the mind and the soul. But we don't care nothing about that. That's why we have the internet. The internet shows us pictures of women that are half naked. We don't see them as wives, girlfriends, or anything. We see them as sex toys. Even though they probably do want a man. Maybe they do have great personalities. Maybe they're showing their bodies because a man won't accept their personality. Because some women out there got great personalities. They're loving their character, but men don't care about that. They only care about their body. So a woman be like, damn, since he doesn't care anything about the other stuff I have, I might as well show my body to the world. I'll get a man by showing my ass, my titties. I'll just keep, a man will love me for that. And then when I get with him, maybe I can show him my personality. I could cook, I could clean, I could be a housewife, I could be a girlfriend, I could be a baby mom, I could be all these things that he always dreamed about. But us men, we don't see it up close. Because when a woman opens her mouth, we blocked it out because some men just block out a good woman. And we don't know because all that we see is ass and titties. Because when we meet the woman in person, that's all we're going to see through the internet. We're not going to see her as her dressed up in a nice pair of dress, nice shoes, hair done, nails done. We don't see that shit. We just see what we saw on the internet. Her bent with her knees and her mouth open. That's what we see. So we're at the dinner table. I'm talking to you. I'm really not talking to you because I'm looking at the phone, the picture my homie sent of you with your ass out. But you're dressed beautifully, you smell good, you're talking, you're having a great conversation with me, but I don't hear you. I don't see that. I see what I see on the internet. That's what really fucks up a woman trying to get herself introduced to a man that she wants. That's why women say there's no good men out there. They are. It's just you cannot show a man something that he wants. You gotta surprise him with. I've always believed a body's a gift. Your body's your temple. To give it to a man is a gift. You give your body to a man as a gift, not because you think you feel you need to give it to him, because he only wants that. And then you think he'll fall in love with you once he gets the body, because he doesn't give a fuck about anything else but the body. Because the mind he erases. Because when you start talking, he doesn't care about what you say out your mouth because he's looking at that phone. He's looking at your OnlyFans. He's looking at your WhatsApp, Insta. He's looking at your whatever PayPal payment of getting sex or whatever type of app you have that you have a little bit of clothes on or tight clothes on. That's all he sees. That's why I said man's mind is never. That's why we cannot. That's why I always say a man can. It's hard for a man to be in love because we are so impressed by other things that we see because we have a low attention span when it comes to loving a woman. Even though we could say I could be a man could be with a woman for the rest of his life, but the thing about us men being with a woman for the rest of his life, we have to both have a certain type of trust, and a man has to feel the same way she felt for him. Because if he doesn't feel the same way for him, that is not going to work. And I'm just telling people that because when you've done the things I've done in my life, and you start learning about the things, and you start seeing things that people in relationships, you start seeing things as you see them differently than anybody else says. Because people tell you, well, I've been in a relationship for 30, 50 years. I know how to love. Cool. That's cool. That's cool. But you still have temptations because everybody, I don't give a fuck what it is. You watch TV, you see these football players, basketball players, you see these actors, you see these rich people, you see these guys that have got muscles and tattoos, and these guys looking young, looking attractive. Women are tempted, but not saying they're going to go and do anything with these guys, but they see them. And they probably think in their head, like, God damn, I wish I could have him when I was younger. God, when I was a young lad, I would have been fucking the shit out of him. Because all a memory that women have better than men when it comes to temptation. Our temptation is nothing but sex. Women's temptation is to try to see if the man is going to be with them, like emotionally, mentally, and physically. But if they can't get that, they have to do it other ways because they need a man's approval. And that's the only thing I hate about some women. They need men approval. They don't need a man approval. A woman doesn't need a man approval at all. Because if she can't love herself and build herself from the tools that she already has to fix herself, because how can you love a man when he doesn't love you? That's why a man's going to cheat. A woman's going to cheat because a man doesn't give a woman attention enough or doesn't value her enough. She's going to find somebody that's going to give her that. Even if the man's the bigger, the brokest motherfucker, like me. When I was in my 20s and 30s, I had no job. I had no job. Even when I was a teenager, no job, no money, no house, no nothing, no car, no nothing. My homies used to ask me, how the hell you getting all these females and you're broke? And I never understood why. The girls did, but I didn't. The females are the ones that told me why, but I still was like, I have no job. I have no money. I have nothing. How can you love a man that's broke? Because females love building men into kings. And then once they build them into kings, they let them go and let them find their own kingdom. That's what I figured out why women will try to fix a man. Because women don't like a broken man. Regardless of the man is the liar, a cheater, a con man, or whatever, if she sees something good in him, even though he doesn't see nothing good in himself, she will try to bring that out. And she will work hard to try to get, even though she will go through the depths of hell to try to bring that person to change his life around, to make himself better. A female will never give up on a guy. She'll only give up when you start lying and cheating and doing all these things to her. And, you know, not respecting your home, not respecting your kids, then she'll push you away. But she will actually try her best to build you from the ground up. Because I had women so many times try to build me from the ground up, but I've always stayed my feet planted on the ground, and I never fucking moved. And I always had women kick me out their house. Like, you gotta go. I can't be with you. You're not working hard enough. You're not doing anything for me. You know, maybe the sex wasn't good. Shit, I wasn't. My penis probably wasn't giving her no good. No giving that good shit no more. It was all when a woman feels once they are done with you, they're done with you. I mean, they're done. They're gone. They're never coming back, regardless of how much you beg them. There's some women that will come back because some women will try to give you a second chance, but there's other women out there that don't give a fuck and will leave you alone, and that trust word, like I said, that word trust will disappear. And that's what I've been through. And that's the reason why I believe a lot of women stayed around me, because they wanted to build me from the ground up. My homies can tell everybody on here the things I have been through with females and how females used to complain about me, my depression, my anxiety, my stress, and I put it on them. And that's what made me get rid of me, because I wasn't the one working. I was the one going out there like, come here, girl. Come here, girl. That's what I was doing. And I couldn't help it because temptation, like Tupac says, temptation is so hard to get rid of, regardless of being a perfect husband or a perfect boyfriend, because there's no such thing as perfection in relationships. Zero. 99% of the time, a man and a woman's looking at another man or a woman, or flirting with a man or a woman, which women will say, oh, I never flirt. That's a fucking lie. Which people stop lying about shit that they don't do, but they do. There's nothing wrong with telling the truth about what you do, because it will actually keep you from getting caught. Because I have a lot of friends that tell me, "Oh, I don't cheat." I'm like, "You're a fucking liar. Stop saying that. You are in your 40s, from a teenager to now. Even if you were 10 or 11 years old, you had your first girlfriend. You have cheated on your girlfriend by flirting with someone else. Even little boys that are 5 or 6 years old will flirt with another 5 or 6 year old girl because she likes her, and the other girl that liked him will get mad at him and say, "Why are you flirting with that other girl?" And they will cry. Men, little boys cheat too. Little girls cheat too, but they cheat in different ways by flirting. That's cheating. Regardless of what people say it's not, it is. You're taking your attention away from your person that you've been with for years to flirt with somebody else that doesn't know you. or knows you, but they feel the same way about you like you feel about them because flirting turns into something very, very bad. Very, very, very bad. Because now you are opening up yourself to that person saying, look, I'm gonna give you opportunity. Even when you're married or even if you have a girlfriend or baby mom and you're in love with them, they're not gonna find out, but they would find out because karma is a bitch. Karma is a sexy ass motherfucking bitch. I don't give a fuck how many years you think that you never got caught. You're going to get caught. If you keep on doing it, you're going to get caught. If you stop now, you're not going to get caught. It hurts because today is the year 2025, and people will tell me, "Why are you telling people to stop doing that?" Because it's getting stupid, and people are getting hurt over this. I mean, hurt, physically hurt over this cheating thing, lying thing. People are getting physically hurt. I mean, talk about bloodshed. Women ain't playing no more. Men ain't playing no more when it comes to cheating. Back then, you get away with it. You probably get smacked up. You probably get in a fight with your girlfriend. You probably break up for months. Probably get back together, but it ain't work. Y'all break up again. You know, child support probably enter. Y'all argue a fight. But it's not like that no more because it's being physical. It's physical blood now. People are dying over people cheating or lying or deceiving. Women are stabbing men. Men are doing things to women now. That's crazy that they never done in the past. Because men will just say, okay, you know what, you cheated on me. All right, all right. They'll get mad. They'll probably put their hands on a female, but or the hands on a guy, but it'll be physical fist. It wouldn't be pow pow. Now back way before then, probably it would have been more of a pow pow, throw some rocks, do some crazy shit, burn out a house. But now it's different because it's all on the internet. And everybody's showing what they're doing to what they to the person that cheated on them. And that's what's scary. That's why I don't want nobody to be doing that shit because the outlook of the future is dangerous, dog. It's dangerous. A cheater is always a cheater, and I'm sorry that I was one of the motherfuckers, and still to this day, that's the reason why I don't want to be in a relationship because I know what I have done, and I know I will do it the fuck again. Because, like I said, temptation is a bitch. It's like you have $1 million in fucking front of you, and you say you won't spend $1 million. No, you're gonna fucking spend that $1 million on fucking something. It's a temptation. That money's talking to you. Look, dog, you got me for a fucking reason, dog. You're gonna be sitting here in this vault. You're gonna open up that vault. You're gonna start spending that money because it's a temptation. We all have it. I don't give a fuck how. I think women that are like 99 fucking years. I had this old woman one time when I was on a bus, and she was sitting behind me, and I have a tattoo of an angel on my back, this big ass angel on my back. So she like was. I was just sitting there. I had a wife beater on. I was sitting there chilling. It's hot as shit too. She went to my shirt, pulled my shirt back of my shirt neck, and said, "Oh, I love that fucking tattoo." I'm like, wow. Turned around. The woman was like 80 years old. She said, "If I was younger, I would talk to you." I was shocked. I was shocked. I'm like, wow, for real? Wow. It's a shock because she's 80 and she still loves young men. You know what I mean? And her mindset was, I would date you if I was younger. Now she said she was younger, but it's still a thing that it shocked me because I wasn't expecting that woman of that age to say anything to me, you know. But older women still have temptations and thoughts of what they used to do in their past or how they got men in their past and how they looked in their past or how the men they used to talk to in their past were probably attractive. So she's like, damn, she's still loving attractive men. That's how it is. It's like with younger women like older women like younger men. It's attraction. Light skin. People say there's always those light skin, dark skin, brown. It's any culture of color or just the way a person carries themselves. I always believe a person should carry themselves to make themselves look more attractive than looks because I'd say everybody gets old, everybody gets wrinkled, everybody, will start getting unhealthy, and be in probably wheelchairs or have Parkinson's or have certain types of diseases that will actually make them not be able to be what they were when they were younger, but their mind and their personality will never change. That's why I always say you can love a person from the outside, but can you love a person from the inside forever? Because that age gets on a person quick, you know? And you be like, God damn, I'm old, but I still got my personality. I'm still funny. I still can make people laugh. Females still love my energy because a woman love a man that makes them laugh. That's the one thing women always tell me. I love a man that can make me laugh. And I'm like, that's the thing. You got to do that in order to have a woman look at you any different than they will look at you as your because of your looks. Because once you lose your looks, all you got is that personality. Because all you have. And I always tell that to women too. You can have the most bombest body in the world, the most bombest coochie in the world, but you still will lose that shit because sex will go away for a woman. Everybody knows that. And probably mentally, physically, emotionally for a man too, because men will actually get diseases that will keep them from actually having intercourse. So the only thing they have left is to love a woman, care for a woman, and a personality will always be the what's going to keep her around. Because sometimes when men lose their personality, women go away because they don't laugh anymore. Nothing, nothing comes between them anymore. I don't give a fuck if you smoke weed together, get drunk together. I don't give a fuck. That doesn't work like that. Love should be something more than just physically, emotionally tied down. It has to be something else that's going to make you be with that person forever. You know, because love is a word that we still are trying to understand. Love is a Greek word. And basically, we don't understand the word of love anyway, because love is just a word that we just started learning not that long ago. At least about 100 years ago, we started learning about the word love. Even when we were kids, we don't even know what the word love means. Even when we got older to an adulthood, even in teenage years, we still didn't know what love meant. Even as an adults in our 20s, we still didn't figure out love because we still trying to figure out ourselves. And we couldn't love ourselves because we didn't know how to love ourselves. Because we never were taught to love ourselves when we were kids. Our parents never taught to love ourselves. We were taught to love our parents. That's the reason why we can't love anybody else the way we do our parents. Because we were only taught to love our parents. We could love our kids more than we could love someone because we were kids and our parents loved us. So we understood of parenthood when we were younger because we watched our parents be parents and loving us. So we learn how to love our kids more than we love the opposite person that we're with. Even if it is our baby mom or baby father, we love our kids more. Now, I'm not saying every person out there love their kids more than their. I see women treat their baby fathers like treat their kids like trash over a man, or treat their husband or their husband treat their baby mom like trash over some woman. Like I see it, but us, we don't know. We still are learning. I don't give a fuck how old we get. We still are learning what love is and what love means. Because if we say we believe in God and God's love is way different than our love, or Jesus' love is way different than our love, how can we say that we're better lovers than them two? Which we don't even know what the word love really fucking means unless we look up in the dictionary. And that word really doesn't mean what it really means in the dictionary because the word is a Greek word. Unless you look up the Greek word of love. So the dictionary of the English language is not the real really not the real definition of love. And God's never going to tell you the meaning of love. He doesn't even tell you the meaning of life. So we will never know. That's why I'm saying love is so difficult because we are so flirtatious. I'm sorry if men are going to hate me. My friends are going to hate me. They're going to say things to me. Why would you say stuff like that? That's because it's the truth. My friends know that. People know that. They know that honesty is the one thing that people hate nowadays. Is the truth. People want us to lie so much now that lying is such a gift to us right now. It's a gift because once upon a time when I was growing up, everybody hated a liar. Everybody hated the liar. Now the truth, everybody stands in the line when there's two boxes, the truth box and the lie box. People stay in the lie box because the truth hurts so much to people now. People can't take the truth, so they'll accept the lie. Even if the person tells a baby, I cheated on you 20 times, they will accept it because even if the man, they will actually think it's a lie, even though the man's telling the truth. That's why a lot of men can probably tell their woman that they have slept with somebody years ago, and the female probably will never fucking believe it. Like men, some men will never believe that their wife cheated on them. Men are the hardest to actually. Us men are more likely to be more emotional in breakups than women, because women can break up with a man because they've been doing it for so long and they know how to do it. They know how to get out the situation. They can pretend that they're unhappy. They can pretend that they're sad, but they really don't care. Us men, we care because it was hard for us to have our father to love us, but our mother loved us, and we looked at our mother as a queen, as our first true love. So we would dedicate our heart to our mothers more than we would dedicate our hearts to our girlfriend. But if our moms says they don't love us no more, it will break our fucking hearts. Our father, yeah, father will always say, don't, will never say the word "I love you" to a son, but the mother does it all the time. So that emotion from a mother will always go down the line for any man being in a relationship with another female that's not his mother, because sometimes men will feel that that female is his mother. So a woman will treat sometimes men like their sons. Even though there don't have to be any type of love involved in it, by saying, "Oh, I love you," because some men have mothers that don't even say that they love them. So it's hard for a man to actually love a woman because a woman would never tell them that they love them. So they'll take a lot of animosity and hate towards the woman because they never heard their mom say they love them, because their mom probably raised them differently. They try to be more tougher, like a man will raise his son to be tougher, not saying that he loves him, but he can't say it to him because they probably think it's weak. They hear a man say it than a woman say it. But when a woman say it and a man hears it for years, a man expect that from his woman. Or if he get the emotion of breakup will hurt him more than you know anything, because us men were emotional, and men keep saying that they're not. We are the more emotional because of our moms. Our moms are the ones that raised us. They're the ones that were there more than our fathers were. So they're the ones that care for us, took care of us, and raised us into kings. Even though our father was there physically and emotionally, but he wasn't there to actually show us the love that our mothers have gave us. I'm not saying fathers don't do that, because fathers out there do show their sons emotional love, but it's rare. There's a lot of men out there that wish they had their father like me in my life, that my father was locked up for 20 something years in prison. Some fathers, they're not even existed in some of these motherfuckers' lives. They never got the emotion of love from their fathers, so they got it from their mothers, or their mothers couldn't give them that emotional love because they feel like, damn, I need a man to give him that. So they'll bring all these men into the son's life and shit, and thinking all these men are going to say that they love them. Like, you can't do that to a man, because that's going to mess up his relationship with a woman in the future. And it does mess up men in their relationship with women in the future, because you know you force these men to try to love your son, knowing that a father that's probably dead or locked up or probably live in the street or around the corner up across the street, that you did not want him to ever be involved with, because you're mad at him because of what he done to you in the past. He cheated on you, he lied to you, he didn't want to be with you no more, he didn't love you no more. So you took that personal. So you just like, fuck it, I'm not gonna have him not talk to you no more. And that messes him up with relationships in the future. And that will make a man go off there and do whatever he fucking want. Because it's power, dog. Us men, we want to be in power so bad. But if we had a woman that actually could control our power, because you said a queen, a lion, a king lion needs a queen lion. Those are the only ones that could tame a king. But it's hard to find a woman tiger. I mean, a woman lion. It's hard to find one, because they're the ones that, honestly, they're the same way as a really human female. A tiger, I keep saying tiger, a lion female takes care of her cubs first before she takes care of her king. Tell you, she will go all out for her cubs. She will protect her cubs before she will even fucking care about the man, the lion that got her pregnant. But that's how women are in real life. A lot of men don't see it that way. Us men sees women doing these things, like taking care of their responsibilities as mothers, and being single moms is bad. Honestly, I dated single mothers. I think they're great. Nothing's wrong with them. It's just they have a lot of baggage that they never let go. And sometimes you will have to leave them alone so they can straighten out their baggage, or just be with their kids. Because some women will actually put their kids first, which they should do, period. That's the number one thing a woman should do, is put her kids first, last and forever. No man should ever step in front or in the middle of your children ever. And I've seen a lot of women are doing that now. They're letting these men come into their lives and place themselves first in front of their kids because they want these head of a household motherfuckers. Which I'm saying, stop chasing these men that be household niggas. Just get a man that will love you and respect your kids. You don't gotta love your kids; they gotta respect your kids. You don't want no man to be loving your kids. You want a man to respect your kids and let the kids make the decision on letting them in their lives of love. Because women will say, "Oh, he's your baby dad. That's your new dad." No, he's not my fucking dad. My dad was down the street. I just met him yesterday. No, this is the reason why. Like I always tell the real. I'm real. I'm blunt. I'm blunt. I'm out. I'm outspoken, and I don't care what people think about me. I am off this thing. Please subscribe. My battery died. I don't be. I usually have a mask on, but I don't give a fuck, man. It's Saturday. And it's so boring. It looks like it's about to rain, so I'm sitting there laying in my bed, chilling, relaxing. Single life is great. I tell you, single life is fucking great. I don't need to be held down by no one. I got a daughter that's 20 years old. That's the only woman I probably answer to, but I can't answer to nothing that's not mine. I don't want to tell no woman what to do, how to live, how to dress, what to cook. I'm not a controlling motherfucker. And I don't think us men should be trying to dominate over a woman just because we got a penis. Because that's just not the way it works. You know, we should be equal, because it like that's why women are distancing themselves from men because, I mean, I'm not saying distancing like they used to because women are coming back into the void of letting men control them and because they say they're not, you know, not submissive and all this bullshit. Which I hate that word submission because a man should be submissive to his woman too, like a woman should be submissive to his man. It should be both ways, not just one. Equal. If a woman wants sex, she should give. Our man should give her sex. If a man wants sex, a woman should. It should be equal. It should be. Oh well, she should be the only one. No, it should be equal. Submission should be equal. But that's just me. Like I said, the Bible really has changed people's mind about everything. That people think the Bible always is the word of telling you what life is about, and it's not. We're humans. We control our own destiny. We control our own love. We control ourselves. This is what we hear. Like there's no God and no Jesus telling us what to do. We do things that we supposed to do as humans to live and die. You know, if you want to fall in love, fall in love. Find somebody that's gonna love you, care for you, and make sure you're a king and queen. Stop chasing these dudes and these females that's gonna make you look like you're a peasant man and a peasant woman. Like I mean, kings and queens gotta stop having peasant girls and peasant men for rocks at them, man. Like for real. Why we're sitting on our thrones, man? It's disrespectful. And if you're gonna do what you're gonna do by cheating, you know, I'm gonna give you an advice, man. Don't do it unless you think you have to. If that person's doing it to you, don't do it. If that person's doing it to you, you do it. That's just me.